Oh, of course we opened the video with a car driving past. Welcome back to I got a free game on WoovIt, and so we're gonna try it out on a YouTube video. Thanks for joining me today. If you guys want to end up seeing more of this game, make sure you guys are leaving a thumbs up and leave a comment on the video if this is something that you're interested in seeing more of. So this is called how do you say it? Jisei, the first case HD. This is the Switch version. I received a code on WoovIt in exchange for making a video or doing a stream. I chose to make a video this time. My understanding is that this is a remaster or a remake of the first part of a series of visual novels that came out a few years ago. So it sounded right up my alley, considering that I've been playing through the Phoenix Wright series with a couple of friends. So figured we'd go ahead and start a new game. Whoever said that your life flashes before your eyes when you die should be shot. Then maybe he'd see what it's really like. When you die, there are only two things. The first is the sudden and terrifying realization that you're dying. The second thing is the final wish. As a person dies, there's always one last thing they wish they could do before they pass on. Sometimes it's as simple as wanting to say goodbye to a loved one, but usually it's a wish full of pain and regret. It's a wish for a life lived better, an angry word taken back, or a promise kept, a wish that will never be granted. Yeah, death sucks. Every single time. But I've experienced so many, I'm kind of numb to the whole thing by now. That's not to say I'm comfortable with it, I'm just used to it. After all, experiencing death is the story of my life. Sounds edgy. Suck at visuals for events. Jisei. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My dying moment.
Our song glides the wind, the words echo, falling undead.
I can't tell if I like or hate this song.
Translation is lost, and a daily void remains. The song is a mystery, the desperate lyrics unveil the wise and cold, but still no resolution.
Our voices call out to you. No one who unveils the truth.
I wonder if I know anybody that did these voices. Because it does sound like the Overseas Idol scene. Alright, well, I guess we already got our opening cinematic. That's kind of cool. Usually I have to play through like an hour of this crap before I get that. Ellipses. Where am I? I blink slowly, trying to get my bearings. This place doesn't look familiar. Then again, it's been 3 years since anything has looked familiar to me. I yawn as my mind slowly clears. Is that the game? The room I'm in is filled with the scent of freshly ground coffee. I hear something. A machine. Steam? Right. I'm in a coffee shop in some city called Edgewater. It's my second day in this city. Judging from the empty cup on the table in front of me, I stopped here for a coffee because I was getting sleepy. And then I fell asleep. Typical. I guess even a triple shot mocha latte isn't enough to keep me up these days. I wonder if I should get another one. Why not? I head over to the counter. No one else is in line since it's still afternoon. The girl at the counter grins as soon as she sees me.
Did you have a nice nap?
Oh! Voice acting! You saw me?
Don't worry, you weren't snoring or anything. But I'd wipe that drool off your face if I were you.
Oh shit, voice acting! What?
I'm kidding. You're fine.
She laughs and winks at me.
So, what can I get for you?
Ugh.
Whoa, are you okay?
Yeah.
You look like you want to hurl.
Why am I feeling this now? There shouldn't be any reason.
Hey, if you're not feeling well, the bathrooms are down that hallway.
Yeah, thanks. I grab the counter for support and stumble off in the direction she's pointing. My head is hurting even more now. If I'm feeling this sick, it can only mean one thing. Someone has died. As I walk down the hallway, I see the door to the women's bathroom is wide open. You're kidding. I wish this were a joke, but the incessant throbbing in my head tells me otherwise. Lying on the tile floor of the women's bathroom is the corpse of a woman. I enter the restroom, gagging at the smell of the restroom's flowery perfume and disinfectant. Oh shit. The knife sticking out of her chest doesn't make me terribly optimistic about what I'm about to do next. I hope she died quickly, otherwise this is going to wind up being very unpleasant. I glance around quickly to make sure no one is looking before I reach forward and touch her arm. I brace myself for the sudden pain in my chest, but it never comes. I can't breathe. I try to open my mouth, but it refuses to open. Something's on my face. I want to tear it away, but someone is holding me down. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I only wish that. As I open my eyes, I instinctively gasp for air. I know I wasn't actually suffocating, but it's still a reflex. My brain always remembers the pain of every death I experience, even though none of them are mine. I'm suddenly aware of someone staring at me from the hallway.
What did you do?
A woman is standing behind me, staring in horror at the dead body lying on the restroom floor. I didn't... Wait! I sigh and hang my head. This isn't going to end well. Then again, it never does.
Hey, kid, move away from the body.
A man strides briskly down the hallway toward me. His voice and demeanor are sharp, fluid, and commanding. Even without the uniform, it's obvious he's some sort of man of the law. Considering what he's wearing, I'd guess police officer. Sorry, officer, I promise I didn't move anything. He looks surprised.
Officer?
Oh, you're not? Sorry, my dad was a police officer and you look kind of like him. I mean, you carry yourself the same way.
Your dad was an officer? Which precinct?
He sounds skeptical. Guess I can't blame him. I don't remember. It was a while back when we still lived in Los Angeles. He raises a knowing eyebrow as if he's just caught me in a lie, but he doesn't comment on it.
I see. Well, why don't you come with me?
Sure. I follow the officer back into the main area of the shop. The woman who first saw me is standing by one of the tables looking shaken. The only other people in the shop are the girl who works here and a guy who looks like he's in college.
Excuse me, everyone. I'd like your attention for a moment. I'm Detective Mikolai Gursky.
Okay, Mikolai. I like that there's voice acting. This makes this much less, draining for me to play. The detective pauses for a moment. It looks like he's trying to choose his words carefully.
Unfortunately, a dead body has just been discovered on this premises.
What? But how? I mean, who?
Ellipses.
Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the situation yet. Because of this, I'm going to have to ask you all to stay here until the police come.
Until they come? You mean the police aren't here yet? What about you?
I'm technically not on duty right now, I just happen to be here.
I see.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak with each of you separately for just a little bit. It'll help move the investigation along if I can start collecting information now. Is that okay?
Sure. Anything to help.
Yeah, it's okay with me.
Yes. It's fine.
What about you, kid?
It's fine with me.
Right. Then we'll start with you. Come with me, please.
Detective Gursky motions for me to follow him to the hallway away from the rest of the coffee shop. As we walk down the hallway, I can't help but stare at the body in the bathroom. Detective Gursky glances at me and quickly clicks the door of the bathroom. It swings in and bounces gently off the wall, closing with a soft thud.
How are you feeling?
Fine, I guess.
You just saw a dead body and you're fine?
He frowns at me.
Never mind. Let's just start with your name.
I'd rather not say.
Why not?
Because I'd rather not.
An officer of the law is asking you a question.
Then I plead the fifth.
The Fifth Amendment is only applicable to testifying under oath in a court of law or other tribunal.
Then I invoke my Miranda rights. Detective Gursky stares at me impassively. It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but I doubt he's pleased.
Fine, no name then. Why don't you tell me what happened today?
You mean about when I found the body?
Anything you think is pertinent?
Well, I came here around noon today. I ordered a coffee, drank it, then fell asleep.
You fell asleep after you drank a triple shot mocha latte?
How do you know what I drank? Detective Gursky nods at the empty cup on the table where I was sleeping.
Saw you snoozing when I came in. The mocha latte checkbox is checked off on the side of the cup, and the maroon sleeve around the cup is only used for triple shots. I am a detective, you know.
And a serious one at that. He's even reading my drinks when he's off duty? Well, I woke up about 10 minutes ago, I guess. Maybe less. Gursky glances at the clock on the wall.
So, around 2:40, you'd say?
I guess so. I was just about to get another drink when I suddenly started to feel sick.
Ah, yes. I did see you looking a little ill when you were at the counter.
The girl at the counter told me I should go to the bathroom, and when I went, I saw the body lying there.
What were you doing in the women's bathroom?
The door was already open. I saw her from the hallway.
Did you touch her?
Even if I say no, they'll probably pin fence on her anyway. Yes.
And why were you touching her?
I wanted to see if she was okay. I didn't know she was dead at the time. The detective nods understandingly, but I doubt he believes me. Any idiot could have seen the knife in the woman's chest from at least 10 feet away.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Ooh. Okay, here's where I'm gonna save. I think there's something suspicious. I think there's something suspicious about this death.
There's a dead woman with a knife in her chest. Suspicious goes without saying. But what makes you think this is suspicious?
Just a gut feeling.
I see. Anything else?
No.
Then please wait in the main area.
Sure. Detective Gursky follows me and turns to the rest of the people in the coffee shop.
Would anyone like to go next?
I'll go.
The woman raises her hand timidly and Detective Gursky nods at her.
Then follow me.
I sink down into one of the chairs and close my eyes. This doesn't make any sense. The woman in the restroom has a knife in her chest, no doubt. But in my vision, she was being suffocated. Then again, my vision did cut off before it was finished. That woman interrupted me. I wish I could read the body again, but I'm sure I'd get caught if I even try to get close to the body. Somehow, it doesn't really seem worth the risk. I guess I'll just have to approach this from a different angle. Ooh! Ooh! Okay, shit. I wish I had, like, a walkthrough. Okay, let's examine the room. The cafe is small and clean, with a series of paintings on the walls and a display stand featuring expensive bags of coffee. To the side, there's a hallway that leads to the bathrooms. There's also a kitchen in the back, but I can't see it from here. Okay, let's... Ooh. That's kind of cool. I guess we'll talk to her. Is she okay? The girl who works at the shop is sitting a few tables away from me, staring at the ground. She looks up and notices that I'm looking in her direction.
Surreal, isn't it?
Huh?
Knowing you're in the same building as a dead body, I mean.
She smiles apologetically at me.
By the way, my name's Chance.
Chance? That sounds like such a fake name. Ooh, I can ask her anything. You have a rather unusual name, I guess we'll start with. You have a rather unusual name. She laughs.
I get that a lot. The truth is, I changed my name. My parents named me Bertha. That's not exactly a good name for a famous singer.
You're a famous singer?
Not yet, but I want to be. I know it's a crazy dream, but I'm willing to take the chance.
Good for you.
That's why I chose that name. Get it? Chance? I'm pretty cheesy, huh?
Maybe not cheesy, but I think the name Bertha actually means famous. So really, you had a good name in the first place.
Really? I didn't know that. You're pretty smart.
Not particularly. I just like to pay attention to names and what they mean.
That's cool. I know someone just like you.
I seriously doubt that. Do you know anything about the woman who died?
Nothing comes to mind. I saw her go to the bathroom earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. Still, I think I would have recognized her if she was someone I knew.
Do you think the killer's still around?
I sure hope not.
Chance shivers.
I don't know why he'd stick around anyway. Doesn't a murderer usually run after he kills someone?
Good point. Do you remember what time you saw her?
Maybe around 2 o'clock? I'm not sure.
What makes you think it was 2?
Well, my shift starts around then, and she came in a little bit after I did. She looked like a secretary, so I thought it was weird that she'd come during working hours.
I see.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Detective Gursky approaches us. The woman he was speaking with trails closely behind him. As soon as she sees me, she quickly looks away.
Nope, not interrupting anything.
Then do you mind coming with me?
Not at all.
Chance waves at me before hurrying off after Detective Gursky. About earlier.
Don't touch me.
I didn't fucking touch you. The woman glares at me, her eyes laced with disgust.
I saw what you did.
I didn't do anything. I found her like that. The woman frowns at me.
Just don't speak to me.
She sits down and folds her arms, glaring at me from across the room. I guess I should leave her alone. Across the room, the college boy is typing away on his laptop. He pauses to glance at a pile of notes on the table next to him. He's still doing homework at a time like this? He looks up and we briefly make eye contact.
Is something wrong?
Not really. You just look really calm, all things considered. He glances to the side nervously.
Actually, I'm pretty freaked out. But it hasn't really set in, you know? Part of me is hoping this is all just a hidden camera show or something.
Oh, poor kid. It would be a lot nicer if that were the case.
I'm sorry. You're the one who found the body, right?
Yeah. He's silent for a moment.
Is it scary? Just seeing a dead body, I mean.
I guess most people would be pretty terrified to see a dead body, especially one that's obviously been murdered. Yeah.
You look pretty calm too, you know?
Oh, I guess I do.
My name's Kizaki. What about you?
I'd rather not. Kizaki blinks and stared off into the distance for a moment. It looks like he's spacing out. Are you okay?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine.
He laughs nervously before smiling warmly at me.
It's okay if you don't want to say your name.
Ooh, okay, so what you doing? So what are you doing here anyway?
Studying.
He nods at the pile of paper scattered across the table.
I have an exam soon and I come here a lot since it's a quiet place with no distractions.
He sighs.
So much for that.
Are you in college?
Yeah, but I'm only a part-time student. Even community college is expensive.
Oh, poor kid.
I have to keep a part-time job just to stay afloat.
Oh. What do you do?
It's kind of hard to explain. I guess you could say I'm a sort of errand boy. I do odd jobs, fetch things, occasionally make tea for my boss. Stuff like that.
I see. Do you think the killer is still here? Kizaki suddenly turns pale.
Killer? I thought she died from a heart attack or something. Oh no, this is even worse.
Oh shit. He looks like he's about to start crying. Whoa.
What if the murderer is still here? What if we're all gonna be picked off one by one until there's no one left?
Oh my god. I really don't think that's the case. Besides, it's not if we're trapped on a remote island or anything. I point at Kizaki's laptop. You're even connected to the internet.
Oh yeah.
He suddenly looks a lot more relieved.
I guess I overreacted.
Poor kid. No kidding.
But it's still really creepy to think that someone was killed here. I hope that detective figures it out soon.
Can you remember anything about the woman who died?
I'm afraid I was pretty caught up in my work. I didn't really notice much about anyone else.
Nothing at all?
Well, I think she may have been looking for someone. When she came in, she looked around a bit like she was expecting to see someone. I remember wondering if she was looking for you, and you just didn't notice her because you were asleep.
Wow, is there anyone in this coffee shop who didn't watch me sleep?
Your turn, kid.
Kizaki looks up, surprised.
Oh, right.
He quickly shuffles a few of his notes around to a neat pile before he stands up. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the woman from earlier still glaring at me. Hey.
I thought I told you not to speak to me.
Listen, I don't know what you thought I saw, but that woman was already dead when I found her.
Don't take me for a fool.
I want to be reasonable with her, but she's being so difficult. Ooh, do I be a dick? Ooh, do I be a dick? Nah, well, if you just thought about it, you wouldn't think that. If I actually had killed that woman, don't you think I would try to stop you or at least run away? Instead, I waited around and even spoke with that detective. She doesn't respond. Really? You're going to discount me just like that?
Fine, I'll bite. What's your side of the story?
I already told you, I found her like that.
That's nice. Now don't talk to me.
You don't believe me.
Sure don't. If you can actually show me proof, then maybe I'll listen to you.
Interrogating him yourself, Miss Bergstrom?
Detective Garcia approaches us with a hint of smile on his lips. It's hard to tell if he's actually amused or just hiding his annoyance.
He wanted to talk to me.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak with him.
Sure, do as you please.
She shrugs and walks away. I follow Detective Kursky off to the side.
Are you sure talking with your main accuser was really a good idea?
What?
You do realize that she's convinced you're the murderer, right? Acting like that only makes you look more suspicious.
Yeah, well...
And I have to be honest, a lot of the evidence points towards you already. You were the first at the scene, and you even admitted to touching the body. There's not much that votes for your innocence.
But all the evidence you have is only circumstantial.
I can hold you for 48 hours before charging you with a crime. That's enough time to find more evidence.
Ugh, sometimes I hate that law. I know, but I didn't do it.
If you really want me to believe you, you're going to have to be a lot more cooperative. Obviously, you're interested in clearing your name, or whatever it may be. It works better if you work with me, not against me.
You want my help. He frowns.
Not particularly, but I don't have many options right now. I could tell you to sit this out and let the professionals handle this, but then you just go behind my back. I'd rather have you where I can keep an eye on you. So I'll let you talk around, but you have to tell me everything you learn. And for the record, this isn't a free pass to conduct your own investigation. I'm only saying you can talk with the others. Got it?
Got it. Well, it looks like I have a little bit of slack for now. But even if he says that, it's not like he's giving me any useful information to go off of. Let's go to the hallway. As I head toward the hallway, I can hear Detective Gursky speaking on the phone with someone.
According to her ID badge, her name is Sarah Blackmore. She works for a nearby company called Biodev Imaging.
I peer around the corner to get a better look. He doesn't look very pleased.
I really can't be sure. When will the crime scene investigators get down here? I see. Well, get here as soon as possible, then.
He hangs up before letting out a frustrated sigh. As he does, he sees me looking at him.
Whoa, how long have you been there? How much of that conversation did you hear?
Oh boy. The part about... you know what, I'll be honest. The part about Sarah and Biodev Imaging.
So, pretty much everything, then.
I guess so.
And do you have anything useful to tell me?
Okay, Jan says she saw Sarah come in around 2.
Interesting. So, Sarah must have been killed sometime between 2 o'clock and 2:40. The first thing to do is see if anyone has an alibi for that time period, then.
I guess that's it. I don't really have more I can tell you.
Alright.
There are a couple trendy paintings hanging on the wall. The only other things in the hallway are me and Detective Gursky. Okay, I guess... move into the men's restroom, I guess. It looks like the women's restroom. Well, except for the dead body. Actually, it looks like there's an emergency exit in here, too. It's the kind that only opens from the inside. I bet the killer could have slipped out through here without being seen by anyone in the coffee shop. Okay, I guess we'll go moving back to the hallway. Okay. I think that might be the bit where I end off this video. So if you guys are interested in seeing more of this, feel free to leave me a thumbs up and a comment, and I will do my best to head back to this one. But I'm going to wrap it up here for now. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll catch you next time.